Hello there. How your Pittsburgh Steelers doing right now? You trash. You're garbage. Overrated frauds. Garbage. This what you are, Pittsburgh. You are pretenders. You're going nowhere. You have an overrated, aging, washed-up quarterback. Your defense is hot garbage. Your line can't protect Aaron Rodgers. Your defense can't stop a nosebleed. Your defense, look at what you do. It's Joe Flacco, 40-year-old Joe Flacco. You make him look like he's Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. How pathetic is that? You're at home and you're winning by 5 points, and you're getting slapped and pushed to the curb by a Green Bay Packers team that narrowly escaped beating the hapless Cardinals on a 4th down the previous week before. The Steelers are a hot joke. The Ravens will have one win behind Pittsburgh right after they win on Thursday. I told you the Ravens are making the playoffs. Nobody wants to play Baltimore come January and February. This was the one team that you all wanted to keep out of the playoffs. Pittsburgh failed to do the job for all these other scared, shitless teams out there, like the Patriots, like Indianapolis, like the other team that's Denver. That's the one team they didn't want to face. Derrick Henry is a whole bunch of man and some more. How many does it take to bring him down? 2, 3, 4, and you have Lamar Jackson, and you have a Ravens defense that's gotten healthier. The Ravens have already won the division. They won't need the wild card. The wild card is extra deep this year, obviously. Jacksonville, Patriots, Broncos, whoever's runner-up between Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers. The fact is, all the Steeler ass clowns thought their team was a lock to make the playoffs. You will not even win the division. And when you won't win the division because Aaron Rodgers is trying to make it to retirement without a major injury, then your future is truly cooked. You had no solution to the quarterback position except let's bring in a 40-year-old. We have no idea what we're doing. We thought Kenny Pickett was a solution. We thought Mason Randolph was a solution. Mike Tomlin has no clue what to do. He inherited Ben Roethlisberger. John Harbaugh, he found a franchise quarterback. He gets the credit. He's won more in the playoffs. He's won playoff games. He's been to AFC Championship game recently. And look at this trash team. Look at these guys right there. They could have played Lamar this week. That's what makes it more embarrassing. Lamar Jackson didn't even play this week. He gets extra rest. He may not even be needed against the Dolphins, even though the targeted date of return is on Thursday. The Ravens are a playoff team. They were beating Buffalo by 15 points. They were beating the Chiefs up until they threw a scripted interception. The interception was scripted. Lamar Jackson, the narrative is he can't beat Patrick Mahomes. He can't beat Josh Allen. That's why he has to lose to both of them in the regular season. He can't beat the Lions. He can't beat the Bills. He can't beat the Chiefs. He can't beat Goff. He can't beat Allen. He can't beat Mahomes. I think you have to look at the score. You have to realize that The Steelers were hot garbage. The kicker for Green Bay, did he miss 2 kicks? Look at this hot mess, this garbage you call the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are hot garbage. This is not even a community college defense. This is a high school defense. Aaron Rodgers is old and broken. He can't keep up. There's no stopping the Packers in the NFC. They will be in the Super Bowl when it's all said and done. Nothing's going to stop the Packers, not even the Lions, not even the Eagles. The Packers are going to Santa Clara. The Ravens will be in the playoffs. The Ravens are the AFC North champions. The best team in the AFC North is the Baltimore Ravens. The Green Bay Packers are off to Santa Clara. They have given Jordan Love the most expensive contract in the NFL. This guy, Matt LaFleur, has been with the team since 2018? It's 2025. They have to give this guy a Super Bowl appearance. The Lions are the public's love darlings again. They will lose again. They don't even have to put Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl next year. They could even put Detroit in next year's Super Bowl. There's too much bets on the Lions Bills. It can't happen. And it won't happen. Anytime, but there's too much money, it all goes sour. It all goes south. In Packers history, you're not going back all 105 years, but 146 passing yards. Aaron Rodgers is old, washed up. He's going to retire. His career is over. It's been a great run. He won't even sniff the playoffs. The Ravens are going to be in the playoffs. They're going to beat everybody, including Buffalo. The Ravens are off to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson is about to make history that we've never, ever seen before in the history of the world. So they will not get to 36 points. I don't know why I always think Steelers equals 36. 0 for 2 kicking.
There really was nobody left. That would have been a good little walk-in touchdown.
Yeah, you got to keep the game close. Obviously, you're not going to have a walk-in touchdown, even though it was right in front of him. But the one and three does hit. 1-4-3. 1-4-3. McManus on national TV. Green Bay has 13 titles. Pack is 13. So that 1 for 3, and that stands out. The 2-point conversion. Aaron is 22. They get a 2-point conversion. Levi's Stadium. Levi's is Gamache 22. We saw that 2-point conversion there.
With Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin, and many people were 100% plaque-free. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year, and there are 2 starter doses.
Don't use allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Lamar Jackson return. He's going to be returning on Thursday.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how acne can help you save. It's the biggest deal in breakfast with Dunkin's $6 meal deal.
The Ravens are hopeful that Lamar Jackson is available for Thursday. Now, it is the Dolphins he may not be needed to beat the Dolphins. So don't rush it. But they are coming off of some momentum, a 34-14 win or something like that. So they may not rush the return, but he is going to be back on Thursday. They didn't want him to play 2 times in 5 days. I told you the Steelers are cooked. They're not beating the Bills. You can certainly guarantee they're not beating the Lions. Steelers already have 2 more losses. The Ravens are going to beat the Steelers at home. The Ravens have all but won the division. In fact, they may even win the division before Week 18. He's playing a meaningless retirement game, Aaron Rodgers, Week 18. John Harbaugh said Lamar Jackson could make his return Thursday night in Miami. Also, Lamar Jackson is born at Florida. The backup, Tyler Huntley, played for the Dolphins. He got his second win over the Bears. I am hopeful. I'm just going to say that I am hopeful. That is all what John Harbaugh said as far as Lamar Jackson's return. He did say, and I correctly speculated, that the Ravens playing 2 games in 5 days was a reason why he didn't play on Sunday against the Bears. But he is going to return on Thursday. Huntley is just going to pick up another win against a hapless Miami Dolphins team. Otherwise, Lamar Jackson is off to Minnesota, I guess, to play the Vikings. Amazon would love Lamar Jackson on Thursday, so Lamar Jackson's going to play on Thursday.
One of the interesting questions, I think, obviously Pittsburgh has a good team. They're in first place in their division.
But yeah, the Colts are winning this week. They'll be 8-1. 8-1 after beating the Steelers. Danny Dimes. Colts are going to be 8-1. Look at all these Packer fans in Pittsburgh, man. Steelers, they got joke fans too. They're terrible. They got terrible fans too. That's not a playoff team. This is a pretending team. That team is winning the AFC North. How many rushing touchdowns is Lamar and Derrick Henry going to have against that Swiss cheese Pittsburgh defense? I correctly predicted the Packers to win. The Packers is 43. They are improving to the Steelers, as a matter of fact, fell to 4-3. Maybe his last game will be against the Lions, just like his last Packers game was against the Lions. Maybe Steelers will be out of the playoffs before they play the Browns. They're going to lose every game. They're going to lose every single game the rest of the way.
I like what I'm seeing out of Emmanuel Wilson. The ability to split out time with Josh Jacobs. But if Jordan Love can play anywhere close to this level, and I think the return of Christian Watson has given them a third element, right? Just that third receiving shot, and then a little relief in the backfield with Wilson.
So yeah, that's another thing too. The Steelers improved to 5-1-1, and they're obviously coming off of the game against the Cardinals, so they're 5-1-1.
The Packers have the Panthers go to the next 2 in a row at home in Philadelphia. That'll be a big matchup. They'll go to MetLife, take on the Giants, the Vikings. Very big one.
Philadelphia 61. Green Bay will be 6-1-1. 6-1-1.
For the NFC North, and then we'll see the Bears in the renewal of the longest rivalry in the history of the National Football League on the week after Thanksgiving.
And we talked a lot about what they've done on the offense.
Chicago Bears going to beat the Bengals. If the Ravens will officially be in second place right after this week, the Steelers are going nowhere. They're not a playoff team. They're completely fraudulent. The Ravens from 1-5 back into the playoffs. And they're going to knock off the Chiefs and the Bills. That's what the Ravens are going to do. Joe Burrow at this point, we won't even play. The Bengals are out of the equation. Cincinnati season will be over when they lose against the Ravens on Thanksgiving. There will be no reason to risk Joe Burrow's health during the month of December. There are too many teams that have emerged as clear wild card contenders. Cincinnati will not have a chance at all of coming back to make it to the playoffs. They'll lose against the Bears.
Baltimore, Ravens getting the win. They'll play on a short week this week, try to build some momentum.
Who knows if they will beat the Steelers? They got the Patriots, they got the Ravens, Bills, Ravens. They got some cupcakes to finish the season, like the Dolphins and the Cardinals and the Browns.
Stops the clock at 4:02. McManus will come on to try to extend.
16-point game, 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. That's the only way they can come back at this point.
It's one thing, you go on the road, you come to a tough place like Pittsburgh, hard to get a win here. I thought the first half,
Steelers are garbage. It doesn't matter if this place is historically tough for opponents. The fact that the Steelers have been terrible this year. The Arizona Cardinals won a game at Pittsburgh 2 seasons ago.
They scored on all 5 possessions here in the second half to take a 35-19. It's still a 16-point game, so it's still a 2-score game as the Steelers without timeouts will get it back with just under 4 minutes left. And the story of the night was Aaron Rodgers trying to become a quarterback. The fifth it would be to beat all 32 teams in the National Football League playing against Green Bay for the first time. But you walk away seeing Jordan Love do
He's finished.
That guy did.
They are immortalizing Tom Brady's championship at 43 years of age. It's something that may never be repeated again. Unless if there's a plan for Patrick Mahomes to win a championship in his 40s.
And he wanted him, he was talking a little trash, nothing disrespectful at all. But you really could feel the fact that it was important to him because how do you escape the shadow? You escape the shadow by beating the shadow.
That's right. That's right. Put yourself in the middle of it. And that
Big win. Big win.
But you follow him, and you want to build your own legend so that the guy who follows you says, wow, can I do what this guy did? And this goes a long way for him.
The Ravens are going to upset the Colts in the playoffs. The 2 Baltimore teams will face off in the playoffs. So the Colts are maybe they are the number 1 seed right now. The Ravens are the 4th seed. So the Ravens are taking on the best wild card team. It could be New England. It could be the Broncos. It could be the Chargers. It could be the Chiefs. Ravens will beat, I think, the Kansas City Chiefs. It could be anybody. It could be Ravens Broncos because they beat the Broncos at Mile High the year that they made it to the Super Bowl. So who knows? Who knows if Lamar Jackson is going to beat Denver in the playoffs if the Denver Broncos are the number 5th seed. It could happen. But the Ravens, when they're in the playoffs, they would be one of the hottest teams in football. Because you're 1-5, you're 3-5, you're 4-5, you're running the table. This team has already won the division. The Ravens are the clear favorite to win the division. Lamar Jackson was not rushed from injury. It's because they knew they didn't even need Lamar Jackson to play against the Rams in order to win the division over a very garbage team like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look at them. They're 4-3. They're letting the Ravens back into this. They choked against the Bengals. They had how many points were they winning after 2 missed field goals? This team is garbage. They were gifted 2 missed field goals. They still choked this game away. He's got such a soft noodle arm. He's under pressure off his back foot. He can't even get it to his running back. Aaron Rodgers is hot garbage. He was a diva on the Jets. He's only playing for one last paycheck. He's not playing for any Super Bowl championship. Well, look at the Packers. They don't miss Aaron Rodgers, do they? They don't have Mr. Diva speak before and after every game. They're playing free of distraction. But now 4th down and the game is almost over.
They have 2 really good safeties here for the Green Bay Packers. So too, we've seen Evan Williams make plays, Xavier McKinney.
The Ravens have just won the AFC North. The Ravens are in the playoffs. The Ravens deserve to be in the playoffs. The football world deserves Lamar Jackson in the playoffs when you don't have Joe Burrow in the playoffs. The Ravens, pretty much they beat the Bills. Are the Bills the best team in the AFC? They're not even better than the Ravens at this point. If the Bills were missing Josh Allen, they would lose every game. They wouldn't even win a game without Josh Allen. The Ravens have a team. They found a way to win a game without Lamar Jackson against a team in the playoff hunt. That's how you know you still have a team. How would the Bills do without Josh Allen? Lamar Jackson is the de facto MVP of the league.
Really has been the difference in the game. Aaron Rodgers had the one long pass.
Watch this guy run the table. He could easily play, but let's sit around. We got 2 games in 5 days. We have a bye. The Steelers are garbage. This is what John Harbaugh said. Lamar, you're not playing this week. The Steelers are hot garbage. Do you think that hot garbage team, that hot garbage defense is going to beat the Bills or the Lions? This is what he told Lamar Jackson. John Harbaugh told Lamar Jackson, against this hot-ass garbage defense, how many rushing touchdowns are you going to get? You're going to get at least 2 rushing touchdowns. Derrick Henry might get 150 yards. The Steelers, they had a 40-year-old quarterback who lost against the Jets. They made him look like prime Joe Montana. The Steelers team is a joke. They're terrible. They're overrated. Who wants to see this garbage defense in the playoffs? Who wants to see a 38-13 clusterfuck of a game? Nobody. We don't want garbage football. We don't want to see garbage like the Steelers in the playoffs. They simply not the hot shiz this year. They're much better teams than the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have to look past the logo. You have to look past Aaron Rodgers. And now a team's getting in the game with 27 points. Another score, 27 points. Doesn't have to be the victor. A Packer, every score involving a Packers win, either a winner or a loser at 27 points. Watch the Steelers make this 2-point conversion. Every game, every win, every game the Packers have won, a team scored exactly 27 points. No timeouts for the Steelers. Onside kick. Yep, they need those 27 points. Packers are going to Santa Clara. It can't be any more clear. Lmfao is rigged. 27 points. Packers, they didn't have to win with 27 points. They just need another game where either the winner or the loser finishes with 27 points. And the referee's going to throw a flag as backup just in case if they didn't convert, because the scores are scripted. Plus, Daniel Jones is 27. They're up against Daniel Jones next week. Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the Colts. Incomplete. He didn't hold it in. You blew the script, motherfucker. You blew the script. He blew it. He had one job. Oh, he blew it. Scrub. Why would Rodgers want to stay with that hot garbage? He's got to secure the ball through the old process. So even though it appears he hadn't, you have to secure the process. You have to secure the process of the catch as you go down. So the 27 streak has ended for Packer victory. So much for that.
On the line feed, we can see it was a touchdown. So replace this. That's when they can come in and review it immediately and fix it.
And Terry, is that the replay officials here in the stadium, or is that Game Day Central in New York, the replay center?
Could be either or both.
Okay, thanks, Terry. And more Terry can just do it for us, as he does.
Game is over.
It is. Terry, what you grant me, it's hard to understand what the difference is, and the blurring of the line sometimes comes down to...
The Seahawks are not making it to the Super Bowl. You're never going to make the Super Bowl again after you failed to run the ball to Marshawn Lynch. The Seahawks have zero chance. This team is going nowhere.
I would just like to, is this an evolving art, or do we actually have hard and fast rules?
14. Packers 14th title. The Super Bowl's 14 weeks after Jordan Love's birthday. The Ravens, as the old Browns, they can play in their 14th NFL championship game. The Ravens 4-7 in NFL championship games. During their time as the old Browns, they're 2-0 in Super Bowls. The Ravens are 6-7 in NFL championship games. So their 14th NFL championship game as the old Browns and the modern day Ravens can occur against a Packers team going for their 14th championship. So that is the key right there. The PSYOP matchup is Eagles-Ravens. That is the PSYOP matchup 100%. Steelers are hot garbage. They're going nowhere. Los Angeles Chargers equals 81 to Dustin. They equal 96. I want to say they equal 90. I'm thinking about San Diego. I think Colts' last win was against like the Chargers or somebody like that.
that's 6-7. It's 2-7. The age of Bart Starr when he won the championship in 1961, and when Favre won Super Bowl 30.
They'll be 6-1 when they beat the defending champion Philadelphia.
Over the Steelers, Jordan Love on his way to birthday 27, 1 week from today.
Now, Jordan Love's birthday is November the 2nd. Now, November the 2nd is the march of the Ravens. The Ravens does equal Jordan Love's birthday. Something to think about. Something to think about. 60 points in this game. Super Bowl 60. The Packers in Super Bowl 60. 60 total points. I think it's LA Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers. I think that was 81. They're 80, actually. They're 80. Okay, they're 80. You see, I mean, even though they're no longer in San Diego, just that is who they technically beat. The LA Chargers only championship, an AFL championship, they were in San Diego. So the Colts did beat the Chargers. The Colts are going for 8-1. The Colts are going to beat the garbage Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a garbage football operation. The Colts are better. The Colts offense against the trash Steelers defense. The Colts are winning. The Steelers are garbage. It is that easy for the Ravens because Joe Burrow is hurt. The Steelers are hot garbage. Their defense is the biggest lackluster laughing stock of a joke in the league. The Cleveland Clowns are just your same old clusterfuck at the quarterback position. This is what happens when you're dealing with mediocre hogwash for, it seems like, 10, 15 years. This is what the Steelers are. Ben Roethlisberger no longer hides their cracks anymore. You're not saved by Big Ben, are you? You're not saved by Big Ben. The Steelers are good. What is their point differential? Mike Mediocre, Mr. 8-8, whatever. The Steelers have 0 point differential. Not a plus, not a minus. They mediocre hot trash. They beat the Clowns. They beat the Jets. Who else they beat? Oh, a young Patriots team. They weren't there. It was September. They lost to the Seahawks. You only beat the Vikings. The Steelers are hot garbage. They are not a contender. The Ravens are a contender. They did beat the Bills before the scripting by the corporations of FanDuel and what have you. And they were on their way to beating the Chiefs, but Lamar rigged the interception because Lamar, you can't have the narrative going in his favor. He has not beaten Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. So, yeah, the interception was 100% rigged at Kansas City. The hapless Dolphins, the Ravens already 3-5. The Steelers are to fall to 4-4. Who cares if they don't fall to 4-4? You're not beating the Bills. You're not beating the Lions. You may not beat the Bears. Maybe the Bears and Aaron Rodgers' career, but you're not beating the Ravens, the Lions, or the Bills. If you can't beat the Colts, man, guys are fucked. The Ravens are getting healthier. They already played these said teams I mentioned before. Does Aaron Rodgers want to even play against the number one defense in the league in Cleveland? Now, his last game is going to be against the Lions on December 21st. Aaron Rodgers' career will be over. He will not risk aggravating his long-term health. He is already thinking about retirement. Number one most important thing in retirement is not your wealth, but your health. He's thinking about his health. Why risk getting a major injury against the Bills or the Lions? This is what Aaron Rodgers. He was not playing healthy last year. He's just not gonna get healthier. It is what it is. It's not like it's all because of Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers' defense is hot trash. A national audience saw it against a 40-year-old quarterback. They saw their defense get bailed out by 2 missed field goals. This defense couldn't even stop a nosebleed. They are the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. Perpetually mediocre. Your bandwagon fans still keep on buying the jerseys and watching them games and buying the tickets. This is all Rooney. This is all that Rooney and Jerry Jones care about. At least the Ravens are about putting forward a championship team. At least they have an idea on how to find a successor to Joe Flacco. Could the Steelers find a successor to Ben Roethlisberger? No. Aaron Rodgers is a stopgap. Denver, Peyton Manning was a stopgap. Maybe they found Bo Nix. But the Steelers are not at that point, are they? Where they think they found a future quarterback. Papers over cracks. His mediocre defense, his name is Mediocre Mike. Mediocre Mike should focus on his JV high school defense. It is too big. The moment is too big for this defense going up against professionals. They look like they're completely overwhelmed. They think you can still win with Cam Haywood. He's 36 years of age. You're supposed to have T.J. Watt. Where is he? Where is T.J. Watt? Has he even played this year? Where has he been? They're garbage even with T.J. Watt out there. And Steelers are truly good. All of them ass clouds be like, Ravens are not going to be in the playoffs. Take a look. Take a look at that schedule and those in the standings. I told you exactly what would happen. Lamar Jackson is off to Buffalo for part 3. The third time is the charm for Lamar Jackson. Revenge against the Chargers. Another win over the Broncos. Another win over the Colts and Broncos. They're 2 teams that Baltimore beat during their Super Bowl run 13 years ago. Same thing with the Patriots. They're in the playoff conversation. Pittsburgh Steelers, they have no hope. They have no prayer of the wild card. They are completely screwed. Daniel Jones continues his moment. The Colts destroyed the Chargers. If they destroy the Chargers, are they really going to lose against Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh. This defense, Daniel Jones against the garbage Steelers defense. And let me tell you, you're delusional if you think the Steelers going to beat the Colts. Steelers is 31. Indianapolis improved to 3-1 on the road. They're coming off of the game against the Pack. The Steelers Pack is 31-13. I told you it was 13 earlier. Ravens get a freebie against the Jets. They deserve it. We can talk about the freebies any day. It balances out the BS from a team like the Buffalo Bills, from a hard-fought contest against the Detroit Lions, against a game at Kansas City where the Lamar Jackson, if the game wasn't rigged, if it wasn't scripted, Lamar Jackson doesn't throw that complete joke of an interception.
We have a special video. We have your bar in your hometown. I think we can roll the video. Here they are.
How many points the Ravens have? 174? What's 174? Minus 36 point differential. Lamar is the 36th quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
It's just immense gratitude, and we just got to keep pressing on. We got to keep stacking these wins and keep rolling. But Timberlake, I love you. Thank you guys so much.
The Vikings are terrible. These are 4 easy wins. The Minnesota Vikings are 3-4. They're going nowhere. Alabama, they're not going to win without Nick Saban. They're not going to win without Nick Saban. Let's only focus on 19 in the professional sports, not the college sports. That'd be the LA Lakers. Well, how the Lakers doing now? Yeah, Austin Reeves on the over for the points without Austin Reeves did it. Hey, he did it. He off the team. He did it. 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 51 points for 8 off 15. Damn. How many days from his birthday? That's the real question. 51 points. Austin Reeves, turn it up this postseason, this time of night. 51 points. Solo brother. You did it, Austin. 8 off 15. Man, how many days from his birthday? Michael is 51. Dominator! 15 rebounds, 22 points. That's what we talking, dominator. This not me talking. That's now we talking right now. It's a bonus play. It's a bonus play. There's no Sabonis didn't play. Sabonis played the game. Dominating deserves his props because Sabonis didn't play against the loser Phoenix Suns. So he was healthy this game. Dominating, stepped it up. What if I told you? What if I told you? What if I told you that the Ravens are going to beat the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Cleveland Clowns, and the New York Jets? That's a winning. After 1-5, you're going to win 5 straight games easily. Oh, they play the Bungles on Thanksgiving too. Yeah, that's another win right there. The Ravens will be going. They will enter the game against the Steelers, 6-time Super Bowl champions, with 6 straight wins. Perfect. Cole came a little bit early for Steelers fans. Christmas came early for Aaron Rodgers because ultimately all he wants is to just retire and not get an ACL injury or anything like that, or get a concussion or anything. The Steelers fans are delusional. This guy only played 1 more year, so literally he could collect 1 more check. And who can blame him, really? Because quarterback inflation, when Aaron Rodgers came into the league in 2005, how much he would have gotten paid back then on the top scale? He was on the top scale late 2000, 2009, 2010. And then the amount of money he makes today, how much compared to 2010? Man, we are right up there compared to what he was making in 2011. With how quarterback inflation is, you are going to squeeze another year of football. This is what Aaron Rodgers is doing. But no, they're not being the Colts. This defense is all over the place. Their defensive numbers are skewed with the Cleveland Clowns and a rookie quarterback. The Vikings' offensive line is one of the worst in the league. Patriots, they really didn't establish their identity early September. Justin Fields had a career game against the Steelers. Yep. They have to play the Chargers. They have to play the Chargers. The Chargers are going to win that game. So for the last 40 minutes, the one team that I omitted that they still have to play, that the Ravens don't have to play, on top of playing the Colts and the Bills and the Lions, is the LA Chargers. Steelers season ended tonight. It'll be closer and closer and closer right after the Ravens beat these teams that I said that they're going to be easy victories, because you're not losing against the Jets. You're not losing against Joe Flacco. You're not losing against the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Cowboys comedy show is going to be here mid-November, late November, December. I think the comedy show, Pittsburgh Steelers, has already started. Whole NFL be like, Mike Tomlin, we hope you're here for life. We hope you get a lifelong contract. Everybody in the AFC, and I can't blame them whatsoever, because nobody's afraid of playing the Steelers anymore. Nobody. The Dallas Cowboys, they're obviously going to keep hanging around, and who knows if the Eagles lose against Green Bay, and that keeps the Cowboys in the conversation. The Cowboys beat the Indianapolis Cardinals and Raiders. And the NFL is rigged that way. So, the Eagles are going to lose against Green Bay. Cowboys will beat the Cardinals and the Raiders, and suddenly Cowboy fans start barking like, we're going to be in the driver's seat for the NFC East, and not just the wild card, So the good stuff has not even made it to that point yet, but that is what's going to transpire. That's what the developments will be over the next 2 weeks. With or without Lamar Demetrius Jackson, they are leaving Miami with the win. And just like the other guy said, Tyler Huntley, was a backup with Miami for 1 year if he plays. If Lamar does, then simply it is back at his home state, his home region, over by Pompano Beach. They're not a garbage, mediocre pile of trash like the Atlanta Falcons. In other words, the Ravens are going to win by multiple possessions. That's kind of what my drift is. They're certainly not the Atlanta Falcons. And the Ravens have been playing really great on defense during the last couple of weeks. And their defense did shut down Josh Allen. And simply, they had too many injuries on defense. But now these players they're getting back and they're getting healthy. And they shut down the Chicago Bears today. They were 4-2. They shut down a 4-2 team. The Rams only scored 17 points against the Ravens. This is not a bad defense. This is a Super Bowl contender. The Ravens are a championship contender. The Ravens were the one team that other teams in the AFC, they'd be like, hopefully this team is not having a good year, but suddenly the Ravens are going to be in the playoffs and they one of the hottest teams in football, and suddenly nobody wants to play the Ravens in the mob. Demetrius Jackson. Enjoy the show. Sit back. Enjoy the show. Because it really has officially began after the bye week. It doesn't start with Lamar Jackson. It began after the bye week. And the NFL wanted the Steelers to lose. Well, they're certainly not helping Pittsburgh. The narrative will be is that, well, the Ravens are scheduled too easy. They lost against Green Bay. Division is terrible, this and that. But I look at the whole body of work and what I saw against the three Super Bowl contenders. Baltimore can simply compete with the best. You have to overlook the record. You have to look at the context. The Chiefs are a psychological operation. They tend to lose these big regular season games against the Bills, right? But suddenly the Chiefs beat the Ravens, and when they beat Josh Allen, then suddenly people start hyping up Kansas City again. But they are going to fail to make it to the AFC Championship game because it's Buffalo that's going to be in there. But the show is going to end in very dramatic fashion. Part 3 of Bills Ravens at Buffalo within a span of 12 to 13 months. Within 12 months. 3 games at the same venue, all within 12 months, and the third time is the charm, quite frankly, for the Baltimore Ravens. After 2 very tough and heartbreaking losses that the Ravens could have easily won at Buffalo, the third time truly is the charm for the Baltimore Ravens on the road at Buffalo, the AFC Championship game.